Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. And I'm frustrated. Yeah. And today we're going to talk about the last voyage of the Demeter. This is one I wanted to talk about because I heard that this was going to happen. They're making a film based on the one chapter of Stoker's novel had never been adapted into film before. Because in the version of the film that we get, be it the original 1931 film, Bram Stoker's Dracula, the movie, the Gary Oldman one, it always cuts to it makes port in England, and there are no survivors. There are no survivors aboard, and something had happened. And of course, they find Renfield or Harker or whatever. Although I think Harker in the Bram Stoker's Dracula version, Harker wasn't with him. I think he takes. Maybe he was. I don't remember. But Renfield in the original was there. They find him. But the trailers didn't throw me because they showed that Dracula was going to be this monster creature looking thing, and I went, "That's not Dracula. That is not Dracula." Nope. So I was like, nope. But the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to see this for myself, to see how I would like it. Not so much. No, Dracula is not Dracula to me. This is not Dracula. This is a creature. This is not Dracula. It doesn't work for me. I see Dracula as good evening, or even Gary Oldman's hello there. The kind of thing. I never drink wine. When your more accurate Dracula from the same year is Nicolas Cage, you done fucked up. I'm just saying. This looks like someone had a straightforward script and the studio looked at it and goes, that Renfield character, whether it's Renfield or it's Harker, I don't know. Make it a woman. Make the main character black. And let's have them take off from Bulgaria instead of Romania. Why? I don't know. Change it up a bit. Oh, and this script feels like it could make a lot of money. So put it in an ending that sets up a sequel. But that makes no sense to the story. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Oh, also, Andrei Odahl is going to direct it, and he wants to make Dracula a monster creature. But that's not... Okay, have fun, bye. What am I supposed to do with this? Movie. There you go. Because this, honestly... when one of the first lines of the movie pisses you off, because they say... when the ship left Bulgaria, I went, no, they left Romania, not Bulgaria. Dracula is from Romania. Bela Lugosi was from Bulgaria, but Dracula is from Romania. Even this female they forced into the movie, Anna, explains that her village lived in the shadow of Dracula's castle, which means she's supposed to be from Romania. What? I don't understand why they changed it. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, the main actor playing this main character here, he's black, but he's good. He's really good. And his skin, it fits with the story, actually. It works that he's black. I have to say, because he's British. That he's black because the character is anyway. Because it's that time frame. It's put through the story that he tried, that he became a medical doctor. He went through the school, but no one would hire him because of the color of his skin. And when he finally got a job, the guy only knew of his reputation and not of his skin color. So when he showed up, he fired him. No one took him seriously because of his skin color. That works. When you don't force it, It works. Don't just take a white character from a comic book, say, Wonder Man, and turn him black, because I always say this, and people will call me out saying I'm racist, but like, oh, turning Wonder Man black, that's fine. No, what if they took Black Panther and made him white? Oh, if you say that, then you're a racist. What? I'm just comparing. People would be up in arms if Black Panther was played by Tom Cruise. Right? People would get up in arms because Tom Cruise is not black. But they're fine with Yahya Abdul Madul, whatever his name is, the second. Yahya Abdul Mateen the second, whatever his name is, playing Wonder Man. I don't know. I'm just saying, this is where it works. Yahya Abdul Mateen II, I think is his name. This actor is. I thought it was John David Washington. It is not. Let's look up the name quick, okay? Because the actor is really good, and I want to spotlight it. Corey Hawkins. You know who's also really good in the film? David Dastmalchian, who was on fire with films this late. Literally, with the Last Night with the Devil, which I have right here, because I have it set up for my haul video. I have it in categories. Yeah. That's a good movie. This one, I wouldn't say this is a bad movie. I just don't like representation. So yeah, the ship set sail, and boy there, his dad is the drunk captain. I mean, he's not drunk, I don't know. There's tensions, of course. And then they find this woman, Anna. And I went, wait, what? Why is there a woman here? Then I looked at the cast, and that's when I realized there was no Ranfield or Harker character. And I went, really? They replaced them with a woman? You don't need it. Again, this feels like a studio mandate. We have to have a woman. But the characters openly say having a woman on a ship is bad luck. Yeah, no shit. Well, that's OC superstition. I'm just saying, but there's Dracula around. Yeah, and like she has to have I almost said brain transfusion, blood transfusion, because she's dying. I guess she's becoming a vampire. He saves her for now. Then the kid gets taken. I do like the kid dies because Dracula feeds on him, and then when he's underneath this cover, the captain's like, his father, the captain, is like, he moved, he's alive. And as soon as he opens the thing, the sun burns him to death, and they throw him overboard, which would extinguish him, but still he'd be dead. He's already dead. Yeah. So beyond the look of Dracula, there are moments in here that just, they have Javier Botet. They had practical makeup effects, but still chose to cover it over with CGI. Stop doing that. Did The Thing 2011 not teach you anything? CGI is never going to look better than practical effects. And if you start with practical effects, keep it. And again, this could be a studio thing, because that's what happened with The Thing 2011. People are like, the studio saw the footage and like, nah, no one's going to like that. Put CGI over it. And to the surprise of nobody liked it. Now, I'll say that the 2011 Thing is good. It's a good movie. But the CGI is the worst part. There are parts of this that could make a good movie if you changed a few things. Make the woman Renfield. Make Dracula more human. Right? And don't have the tacked down ending, which we'll talk about. Boom. Bada boom. Right? It works. This should be a quick 90-minute film that has Dracula running through the people on this ship. Just killing them off, maybe turning them, someone's fighting them. That whole thing. With Dracula, of course, winning the whole thing because there were no survivors. a second time I've done that, but yeah. Instead, they make this almost 2 hours. And while things are done effectively, it's still a bit of a slog. I'm sitting here wondering, how much is left? By the time the film feels like it reaches climax, I looked at it and go, we still have 10 minutes left? What? Most of those are credits. By the way, half of those at least credits. There's only 5 minutes left of the actual movie. But I was just very confused at the ending. So, let's talk about the ending. So, eventually, Clemens, that's the main character, and Anna jump off the ship using one of the masts to float. It's like a raft of sorts. Anna realizes that she can no longer stop the infection, so when the sun comes up, she bursts into flames, leaving him alone. I'm like, okay, so then he died at sea, right? Oh, okay, so he dies at sea, movie ends, right? No, he makes it to land, and they knew that this was gonna piss people off, so they just went with it, because as he walks by, there's a newsboy going, "Ship comes to port, no survivors, no survivors," and I'm just like, but I'm confused. They're saying there are no survivors, but if there's a captain's log, then there's a record of everyone who was on the ship, which means that Clemens would also, there'd be record of him being on the ship, and if he's going around as himself, then that means that that people know who he is. So why wouldn't they know he's on the ship? I don't know, but he sits there and he says, "It doesn't matter where he goes. I will find him and I will kill the monster." And there's like a brief thing where you see someone who's now vampire who's now human looking around. And I thought, oh, the twist is he was one of the people on the ship the whole time. And I'm thinking, David Dastmalchian, right? Now I know he's probably killed off. I think I missed that scene. But that would be a good twist. It was David Dastmalchian the whole time, even though they were out in the sun. But then, whatever. Or David Dastmalchian could be Renfield. I don't know. Here's the thing. No, they set it up like there's going to be a sequel. You know, that makes no sense to the original story because Dracula is now after Mina, right? And we'll go through that story with Van Helsing and all that, eventually leading to his death. This really makes no sense for them to try to do it. It's their way. Like I said, it feels like a studio mandate, and it was their way to try to wiggle a sequel out of this. I don't think it did that well because I haven't heard anything about a sequel to this. No one wanted to do a sequel to this. Again, this feels like studio stuff. We can make a sequel. We could do this. Because they're still trying to push forward a Dark Universe some way, somehow. They're going to try it. They can't just do standalones. It makes no sense. Even the end of The Invisible Man set up, maybe they could do an Invisible Woman movie. And there was even talk about it. Like, hey, there could be an Invisible Woman now. Because she has the suit at the end. But that has never materialized, and that is a good thing. Leigh Whannell is back doing Universe Monsters. She's doing the Wolfman. Let's pray to God they made it a standalone. And the studio didn't mandate to set up a sequel because every time they try to do this, it doesn't work. And that's one of the main things that people complain about, right? Is they keep trying to push up this dark universe when it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? This was very standalone. It just felt like the ending was tacked on, like they demanded, hey, set up a sequel at the end. It's like it could be good. Here's what you do. You want to have a little twist. Okay, forget Anna. You have this Dr. Clemens guy, right? This Clemens, let's make him white for the sake of argument. Let's make him David Dastmalchian. And let's make what's his name? Corey, whatever. Maybe he's in the Dastmalchian world. You know, he's African, but he's respected among his peers. So he's he brings Desmalchin in, and while it looks like he and Desmalchin are trying to take down Dracula, it turns out that Desmalchin is not who he says he is. That Clemens is not who he says he is. He's actually Renfield. Been working with Dracula this whole time. And yes, make Dracula more human. It's a nice little twist. That way, when Clemens survives, it can be revealed that he is Renfield. Right? I don't know. It's a nice twist. As it is, this movie is fine. I'll give it a middle of the road. It looks good. It feels creepy. It just doesn't work as a Dracula story. I just don't think it works. Dracula looking like a creature. I know he's a shapeshifter. This still doesn't work for me. This is not what I think of when I think of Dracula. You think Bela Lugosi. You think Gary Oldman. I even think Gerard Butler. Humanoid, human-looking, human-like. Not this creature thing. Yes, it is bipedal. Yes, it is humanoid creature. But it's still, that's not... This is more like Nosferatu. That's what I said when I saw this. I'm like, are you sure this is not a Nosferatu movie that they keep on trying to put out, which is still yet to come out at the point of me recording this? It's the middle of the road. It's the middle of the road. But, yeah. So what are your thoughts on the last Voyage of the Demeter? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.